Hi everyone, I'm Brandon Allinger from Propstore, and I have a special guest here at Propstore today. This is Mr. Sam Crawford. Good morning, Sam.
Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Today we're going to talk about American Graffiti, the George Lucas film, and you have a special relationship with this movie because you saw it on the first theatrical run, and then you did something very proactive. You went out and contacted the studio because you were interested in the cars. Can you talk a little bit about that?
The 55 Chevy came on the screen. That's what I locked in on. I wrote a letter to Universal Studios, never expecting to hear back from them. And I said, were you interested in selling the 55 Chevy that was in the movie? And so probably two months elapsed, and I never heard anything, didn't expect that I would. And out of the blue, one Saturday morning, I got a call from Henry Travers, who was the transportation supervisor for the movie, saying he had the 55 Chevy that I wanted. He showed me the car, took me on a test drive, and he said, and here, while we're at it, I'll give you the Cowboy Hat Harrison Ford had on in the movie, and the license plate that was on the car. To be honest with you, I didn't think that much about the Cowboy Hat because I didn't know who Harrison. It was fortuitous on my part, I guess, that I ended up with the hat and the license plate, because that was just kind of a sidebar to the whole car.
And what was the reason that you were interested in the 55 Chevy and not the Milner yellow coupe?
Just something like when it came on the screen, I was captivated by it. I didn't know who Harrison Ford was, but I wanted the Chevy.
And what was the year that you got it in?
1974. I think it was August of 74.
Wow.
So the movie, I think, came out in August 73, so it was about a year later.
And you've had these items tucked away for safekeeping ever since, almost 50 years ago.
Right, I think like 48 years, because I think in 2023 it'll be the 50-year.
There's a couple really interesting things about the license plate. For me, one is the plate itself is made out of cardboard, and then the license plate frame, you can see they've put like a chrome tape over it to block out the lettering of a... And
I think, as you're obviously aware, on the back of the license plate has the name Falfa written on there. Well, of course, Harrison Ford played the role of Bob Falfa in the movie, so they were identifying which license plate that was going to.
Yeah, I love that. I love little details like that. And of course it has the 1962 registration sticker on it, which links right into the movie. It's a great piece.
Yeah, and I know there was some history with one of the Star Wars license plates as it pertained to Lucas. I wondered, I don't know, but the initials GL, if that was just random or something planned.
Right. And then I love the weathering that they've applied on it, where they've just taken some brown paint and slapped it on there with a paintbrush to make it look dirty.
Make it unique. And the way I understand about the Cowboy Hat is the way that it got into the movie is because Harrison Ford didn't want to cut his hair, and so the compromise was he picked out the cowboy hat to wear.
And you said it really resonated with you personally when you saw that movie.
You know, to me, I don't think there's ever been another show with those kind of cars and music from that era.
And did you ever show the hat or the license plate?
In some of the parades especially, oftentimes I would have a friend and his girlfriend drive the car in the parade, and I'd have them dress like the way it was in graffiti. So the white shirt, Harrison Ford, the cowboy hat, a girl.
The real cowboy hat.
Yeah.
The one from the movie.
Yeah. And a girl wearing a leather sweater there in the front seat and everything.
And did you ever put the original license plate back on the car?
Yeah, we'd put it on like in the parades. We'd tape it, jerry rig it.
I saw that. I think we have that photo
Yeah.
in the auction listing. It's a great photo, and it's interesting that there was that attention. Even then, people wanted to put the car in magazines. I mean, the car is a little bit of a star itself, right?
Yes, it is. And I know the yellow coupe, it got a lot of publicity, but for me, it was always about the 55 Chevy. To me, that was the star car.
Well, thanks so much for coming in today, Sam. It's amazing that you have had these things in your collection for almost 50 years and that you preserve them so well, and really just that they still exist. You know, one of the fun things for us at Propstore is learning what pieces are still out there in the wild, and this was certainly one of those cases. So
I'm glad that I did, and I'm glad that Propstore is going to be able to use it.
we're glad too. Thanks again, Sam. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.